throughout the season. This was one of the better years I can freaking remember. Just all the way going back to should we trade Debo, all the way to the Trey versus Jimmy, to just all the outside noise to uh the pick eight in versus the Broncos, the almost pick eight, where it was either going to be, it's the safety or the pick six. So who said that? Someone on Twitter. I got to remember who.
It was
Sersky.
Sersky.
Sersky. Yeah, Sersky came up with the pick eight. Man, that was pretty comical. But yeah, we done been through it. We done been through it. I cannot ever remember seeing a third stringer, and I hate to even say that anymore because he ain't no third stringer. He just isn't. But I've never seen, once upon a time he was a few weeks back, but Brock Purdy and then the CMC trade. There's just so many things that happened through this year. Me talking all the crap about Kyle Shanahan, I feel like, I never want to say anything bad about the man again, but at the same time, I just hope and pray we don't see no 10-point, 14-point meltdown in the playoffs or anything like that. I don't think we will, but at the same time, hey man, back to back really good seasons. What's your guys's biggest positives or maybe biggest negatives? Something you maybe want to just completely forget and things that you will probably remember for a long time. We'll start with you, Baller.
Yeah. This front office has guts. That's the first thing that's going to come to mind because this team started out 3-4. I believe they were 3-3 when they made the trade to go get Christian McCaffrey. That's a 3-3. You're a 500 football team that says, look, yes, we are really talented, but we need to bolster this roster in some way. We need a playmaker. And they went and got arguably a top 3, top 5 running back in the game in McCaffrey, who's just been phenomenal. He's been this safety blanket, where you can just check it down to him, and he's going to make the first guy miss. He's going to get 6, 7, 8 yards on these checkdowns. You can run him all over the field. It feels like McCaffrey's vision has gotten better as these 6 or 7 games have went on. Now 11 games that have gone on. McCaffrey keeps getting better and better. He's seeing the whole. His vision's improved, and that was a big time move by this front office. Something I'll never forget. That's storyline 1. I got to give you storyline 2. You touched on it, Kelts. It's Brock Purdy, the 7th round draft pick, coming in playing sensational football. He's got this aggressive style, but yet he's not making mistakes. Really, I think it's what Kyle Shanahan has been looking for.
Straight baller. He's a
He's a
baller,
baller.
bro. Yeah, he is.
When I think of the season, I think of a few different things. I think of Talanoa Hufanga getting off to a pretty hot start. A 5th round draft pick out of SC. I just thought he would be like an elite or ace special teams guy, but he turned out to be a pretty good starter. And his first season starting, he got a Pro Bowl nomination, so that's impeccable. Obviously, Barry Baller mentioned trading for CMC. I think that'll probably go down. And I know I could be prisoner of the moment or whatever, but that's probably one of the greatest in-season trades in 49er history. When you look at what CMC brings to the table in the rushing and receiving game, he opens up everything for every other offensive player on the roster. So hell of a trade, and I'm glad we still have CMC for multiple years down the road. Getting Mooney Ward, I think that was excellent signing by John Lynch, and John Lynch and his staff had several notable signings in the offseason, but Mooney Ward has been elite, no doubt, as Barry Baller mentioned, being a great tackler and basically putting clamps on the opposing team's best wide receiver. So I thought that was a huge move, especially with Mosley getting hurt, Jason Verrett getting hurt. Where would we be without Mooney Ward? So I think that was a huge signing. And I'll mention the offensive line. Last year, we had Pro Bowl caliber Lincoln Tomlinson. He was an Iron Man, started all 5 years with us. He took the bag with the Jets. I don't blame him. We had Alex Mack last year, and then coming into camp this year, We had who? Burford. We had and Banks had a lot to prove. Banks didn't really see any significant snaps last year. He was a second round pick that nobody wanted, and he's turned into a pretty good left guard. So I thought that the offensive line really came into their own. They really got better. Jake Brendel was starting at center. I mean, there's a lot of it was just a lot of uncertainty, not a lack of experience right there at that offensive line outside of McGlinchey and Williams. But I thought, the triple Bs, I thought they played pretty well. I thought they gelled. And that's what I'll remember this season for. Huff, CMC, of course, Brock, Mooney Ward, the great defense, and then this offensive line really gelling and, playing as a unit.
Hey, great minds think alike, because as soon as you said, what'd you say, triple B?
Bs.
Triple B, because it was a while back. I said the B line, in the off season. I was like, hey man, we forming that B line right there, and hey man, tremendous job, man. Tremendous job. All those guys, I had faith in the off season that they would step up along with Hufanga. I'm always rooting for the underdog. So there's probably not an underdog on the 49ers that I wasn't like, watch, he's going to elevate, you know what I'm saying? And so, hey, I want to give a shout out to the backup defensive tackles, man, because we got I don't think any of us thought we would have the number one defense in the NFL. I don't know where the statistics stand right now, but hey, man, I think that was a little bit better than a lot of us expected. And then that's without Kinlaw, that's without Armstead through majority of the year, for Hassan Ridgeway to step up, Givens to step up. A few other guys I know that's in there. The Baller probably knows all their names.
Yes.
Spence,
T.Y. McGill.
Who was
Yeah.
T.Y. McGill, man, I love the sack dance. I don't got the rhythm like T.Y. McGill, but when I seen he did the Armstead with the sauce on it, bro. He was flowing like fluid, and I was like, yeah, get it, Big Daddy. Hey, keep eating, let's go. So man, just props to the whole team. Just up and down from John. Man, dare I say Jed York? If Jed York never gave Shanahan and John Lynch these guys extensions, and it feels like Jed York is only brought up if it's negativity. But props to Jed York for giving these guys long extensions to allow them to lay the roots, lay the foundation. They've made a whole bunch of bad picks, but they've always backed it up with the freaking great one. Whether it's our bread and butter is in that 4th and 5th and 6th round, and we got this team stacked, y'all, and it's not just for 1 year, Ramelia. Longevity in our future. I had to throw that up in there. And hey, we see you, Brian Cope. I wanted to say what's up to Bashar. I seen him in the chat a minute ago. We got Boots. We got David Villa in the house. Says, what's up, faithfuls and fellas? Niners on fire. Let's keep it going all the way, amigos. Woo! Let's go. Let's get it.
Hey, got to give props to Kyle Shanahan as well.
Real talk.
I mean, it was a roller coaster type season. When I think about this season, also, I just think like this is life. Like you're going to go through ups and downs in life. You're going to get knocked on your ass. You're going to get things aren't going to go your way. You might feel sorry for yourself. Like, why is this happening to me? And starting the season 3 and 4, losing to Denver, losing to Chicago. And he kept the team together. Obviously, the CMC trade was huge. That I think that completely turned the season around. And of course, Brock Purdy, the way he's playing. But you got to give credit to the head man in charge. Twitter was Twitter was an interesting place when we were 3 and 4. That's for sure. People saying, fire Shanahan, put DeMeco Ryans as head coach. Where are those people now? And I know it's a week to week NFL. I know we've only got 18 games now, but 17 games, excuse me. But it's a week to week league. Fans short for fanatics, but you got to stay the course, and I think Shanahan did that. And I definitely got to give him credit. He deserved props for the turnaround and for getting this team to the 2nd seed, 10-game winning streak. So definitely got to give props to Kyle for sure.
Real talk. Anything else you wanted to touch on? I see a Super Bowl prediction if one of y'all want to read that one.
Looks like Shea Martinez. He has a Super Bowl prediction: 49ers 41, Bengals 24. Interesting prediction.
It's a lot of points.
24. I love it. I could shoot. I could see it, man. I don't. Or excuse me. Yeah, my bad. But anyways, tripped myself up on that one. But anyways, Purdy, the truth. We see you, David. Yeah, man. You got any other final thoughts, my man Baller, on the season?
I mean, it's been a fun year. It's been a really fun year to watch this team. And when we were 3-4, Shanahan did it back-to-back years. We started out slow last year as well. So Shanahan knows how to galvanize this team and turn the season around. It's like I'm done questioning Shanahan. Yeah.
I've learned a lot this year. I've learned a lot. We got Melissa in the house. Purdy winning the Super Bowl would be the best storyline. Hey, that'd be something. Hey, none of us could have written it up any better, man. And I got a pretty dang good imagination, and I love these kind of things that's happening, and it's happening with our team, man. I couldn't have written it up any freaking better. It's a Hollywood script. Yeah, man, and it just feels right though too. It feels cool, man. It's like it's not like we went out and grabbed a Super Bowl winning quarterback. This dude is Mr. Irrelevant. He's always going to have that tag to him, so it is what it is. But he's proved to be well more than relevant. I actually seen you pull a stat out, Baller, how his numbers, since he's been been a starter, are dead on with Patrick Mahomes. And people are talking about, hey, I've said it myself. He looks like a mini Mahomes to me. He has the composure of a Joe Montana, and if you say those things, you're not lying.
Let me cite it. Let me cite it, Kelch, while we're on the topic. Okay, this is Mahomes yards per attempt, 8.1. Completion percentage. We're talking Mahomes, 67.1. Quarterback rating, 105.2. Now let's switch it to Brock Purdy. Yards per attempt, same thing, 8.1. Completion percentage, same exact completion percentage, 67.1. And then the QB rating is actually 2 points higher than Patrick Mahomes at 107.3. So, and those are just stats, but I'm more of an eyeball test guy where I want to see what's going on the field. What do my eyes tell me, right? And my eyes tell me Brock Purdy's doing a damn good job.
Yes, sir. Hey, your eyes aren't lying, man, because that man, he does not look jittery. He does not look phased. He's a baller, bro. He's doing the dang. It's like, man, I haven't seen him, and I'm sure he will make a boneheaded play at some point in time. I know a couple of interceptions were dropped. You know what I'm saying? But he even is getting lucky in the right times. Like, it's like, so, all right, there's an it factor that I believe is just undetectable. Guys like Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, Tom Brady, like, just to name three of them, all those guys won, 3 Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowls, how many ever Tom got, 7 or whatever it is. But they have that it factor. It's that it factor that we were all hoping and waiting to see if Jimmy would ever have it, and he never had the it factor.
It's
and
when you
do see those intangibles of being able to detect the pocket, when you have the pocket awareness, and you not only have the athleticism to get out of it, but you're already 3 steps ahead of what you're gonna like. He manipulates the pocket. He like already sees, okay, I see him coming this way, I'm a step this way, he moves that way, I'm going this way, I'm gonna hit yada yada because I know he's gonna be there. He's locked in, and Jimmy never had that. Hey, props to Jimmy though too, because hey, if he didn't win the games that he won, who knows where we would be right now. So yeah. At the same time, props to Jimmy.
I want to say real quick that Brock Purdy, dare I say, has revived George Kittle's career.
Great point.
A popular YouTuber said, hey, we should trade Kittle, get rid of this guy. In Kittle's first 9 games this year, he only had 4 touchdowns. In his last 4 games, he's had 7 touchdowns. So clearly the Brock Purdy Kittle connection is legit. And I just think BP he's making everyone around him better. And I really don't want to talk about number 10 because I feel like I'm taking away from BP, and I don't really want to compare the two. I mean, right now, but there's no doubt, appreciate what 10 did for sure, but this is BP's team right now. And, Kittle he's looked like, obviously, we appreciate what he does in the run game and blocking and things like that, but he looks revived. Like, I don't know who this killer is right now.
He's having
Hopefully
fun.
it continues though. Yeah, no, he's having fun out there.
Having
like,
fun again. He's having fun again. This might be the best stretch in his career. And it's just amazing. Every turn you look, as an entire team, as a defense, coaches, like, man, I haven't been this excited. There was a special feeling last year during that 7-2 run, and this is that feeling enhanced, magnified to the fullest